Awesome. Okay, let me see. I think it's streaming.
Yeah,
Yes, it should be streaming now.
we are live. Great.
Awesome. Okay, let me see. I think it's streaming. Oh, yeah, we're good to go. Yes, it should be streaming now.
All right. Hello, my brother Gustav. Great.
Awesome. Okay, let me see. I think it's streaming.
Yeah,
Oh,
can you
yeah, we're
turn
good to
your
go.
echoing?
It should be streaming now.
All
Okay,
right.
I know why.
Hello,
Just
my
a-
brother Gustav. Great.
Awesome. Okay, let me see. I think it's streaming.
Yeah,
Oh,
can you
yeah, we're
turn
good
your
to go.
echoing?
It should be streaming. Just a minute. Let me see why.
Okay. Can you?
I think it's good now.
All right. Hello,
Yes, I
my
was.
brother Gustav. It's another Thursday, another chit chat Thursday where we come together to put out nuggets about the US economy and how the financial world is doing. You're looking pretty good today, man. How you doing, brother?
Hey, I feel blessed, my boy Dimo. It's an awesome day to be alive, man. I'm not looking any better than you, man. Every day I see you, you don't look a day older than 30. And I keep asking myself, what has this guy been drinking? Man, it's nice to see you, my brother. I know last week was
Good to see
Thanksgiving.
you.
I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving was good. Since Thanksgiving, I've just been drinking water.
You
I said,
better.
there come a point in time that you have to detox. I've had a couple times that I felt tested to get a beer, but I said, no, let me hold it. Let me see how far I can go. You
That's
know.
how. You know, the
Uh,
way you do one thing is the way you do everything, right? If you can
correct.
discipline yourself on drinking water for the 2 weeks you want to do after Thanksgiving, that's the same way you're going to be disciplining yourself like you've done building your portfolio. That's the same way you've been disciplining yourself exercising. I see you on the bike almost every day. That's the same way you discipline your children into success. These things have a connection, Edimo. So sometimes I really need people to understand that everything we do has a connection. The way we do one thing, that is how we do everything. But it's good to see you, my man.
No, it's good to see you. A lot has been going on pre-Thanksgiving and post-Thanksgiving, and just some heads up. 2 days ago, the Trump administration, they signed one of the biggest bills in America that would transform the
Mm-hmm.
history of world building in America. This was America Invest Act. This is an act where if you're born between January 1st of 2025 through December 31st of 2028, and your
Wow.
family is making less than $150,000, automatically the Department of Treasury will create you a brokerage account for your kid and put $1,000 in there. Also, companies are again advised to help your individuals or your employees by
Mm-hmm.
adding money up to $5,000 into that account, tax free, and they will get a tax break as a result of that. And all of this money is coming from wealthy Americans. The first
Mm-hmm.
where the family from the Dell family, that's Michael Dell and Susan Dell, they provided 6.25 billion to kickstart this fund. This fund is called the Trump account. So it's going into a separate account. It's not being funded by taxpayers. This is a game changer for America, brother. You know, and the other day, yesterday, it was a privilege, man. I featured on CNBC. CNBC
CNBC, I
Premier,
know.
man.
Mad
Uh,
money.
I featured on CNBC with Jim Cramer. That was a dream come true, man. I have been watching this guy for the past over a decade, and
Yes.
that has been one of my mentors with respect to grabbing some of the nuggets in investing and stuff. That has been great. So we continue to push forward. We continue to do what we have to do. Again, despite the noise that's happening in the economy and the executive and legislative branch, we don't really pay too much attention on that, man. But apart from all this, how are you doing? How is everything going on your side?
Oh, man, first of all, Edimo, congratulations on featuring on Mad money. You see, I think sometimes it's important for us to take a step back and recognize when there is progress. Mad money is probably, I would say, I don't have the statistical numbers, but Mad money is the leading network program on investing and wealth building. Jim Cramer used to be a long time investor on Wall Street. He worked on different companies on Wall Street before getting on Mad Money. So this guy has a unique way of talking about the concept of investing. Serious topic. You and me know personal finance is very boring. Investing that stuff is very boring. But he creates some fire, some energy. This guy even named his dog Nvidia just because he believes so much in Nvidia as a company. He named his dog. So for you to feature on that show, a young guy out of Boya came to America with less than $1,000 in his pocket, a dream in his heart, a desire to make things happen. And a few years later, you've built yourself to the point where you can be invited on a platform like that to come and talk about investing. Boy, I think that is something I can't wait to see the videos and to see exactly. I missed the live presentation, but I'm sure you captured some stuff which you are going to share with us eventually. Big congratulations for that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it has been a dream come true. And again, it's been instrumental to me, especially when my kids came back home because they have been watching Jim Cramer as well, and they're also
Correct.
investors. So I even had to highlight my kids there, and Jim Cramer stated that that's a good thing. He hopes that
Yes.
kids they pick it up so that when
Mm-hmm.
when I pass down the baton, they'll be able to continue to do what I'm doing to pass it down. That's the generational abundance and legacy that we are trying to build from this end.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But today it's a beautiful day. We are in holiday season, and this is a time that I usually take just to recap. I was looking at my plan that I had for 2025. I usually review that on a quarterly basis just to see where I am. I kind of realized that at least I accomplished about 72% of what I planned last year so far.
Awesome.
I still have we still have a couple days till 2025 is done. So maybe I can go up to 75 knows. But I usually give a benchmark to continuously benchmark myself and see how I perform per the goals that I want to meet. And I encourage everyone, anyone that's watching us, we still have a couple days into 2026. This is a time to just sit back, figure out what you really want to attain in 2026. If you're not that person that usually have a plan, just draft some plans, and don't just draft a plan, but draft action items that
Correct.
will help you to attain that plan. And also
Correct.
make sure that you give yourself a timeline with respect to how much time you want to attain. Don't just leave yourself with open-ended plans, no strategy and no timeline. I'll bet you there is high probability you're going to fail if you program yourself like that. But
Absolutely.
if you put yourself in those three buckets, even if you don't meet it the first time, I will guarantee you made it the second time. So this is a time we still have a couple of days, a couple of weeks into 2026. Take time and review that. Also, this is a time for, I believe, if you make more, you give more. So this is a time that we are looking at some charities, looking back home, not necessarily family, but people that you don't know, just the people that you don't expect them to say thank you to you or to get back to you to thank you, but to give a little bit. Going into 2026, I believe in one of my goal is to make more and give more, and I'll try to foster that in my own little way. You cannot cure the entire world, but at the same time, you can create an impact for you. But today is a jam-packed day. Today we are getting into 2026. In a few days, we're getting into 2026. I have a lot of questions for you. So if I ask you a question, make sure you answer that question. Don't go and start getting into my other questions. Then
No, but the beautiful thing about you and me is that it's a conversation, right? So we just keep going. But I think that one of the things you mentioned, right, a few minutes ago, which is very important, is the fact that you're able to measure. First of all, you set some goals and you measure them your performance against those goals, and you can able to give yourself a grade. It's usually said what is not tracked will never happen. That's reality. I don't care what you say. You can, if you don't track it, it doesn't happen. Studies tell us that about 75% of people who make New Year resolutions on the 1st and 2nd of January, by February, they have already given up on the resolution. All right.
You're
So
absolutely right.
so I think what I gather from all of this is, and what I tell a lot of people, especially the people I coach in my programs, is don't be too hard on yourself. If by the end of the year you've done two things and you've achieved two goals, that is enough. You see, we live in a world today, as long as there are goals that you carefully thought through it and decided that it was important to you and you made some progress. You see, we live in a world today where it seems like you have to know it all, you have to execute, you have to achieve, and you have to achieve within the time frames you put for yourself. The truth of the matter is some of the goals you put it and it will not happen in the time frame. If I had a way I could spin the camera and show you my I have a whiteboard there. I wrote some goals about 3 years ago, and about 50% of them I haven't achieved them yet. It doesn't mean I'm not going to hit them. It just means the time frame I gave myself wasn't realistic.
Yep.
So what really changes is not the goal. What changes is the path to the goal, because those goals remain the goal. If it's
Yep.
going to take me 2 years, if it's going to take me 10 years, if it's going to take me six, that is fine. So I think, Dr. Edimo, you mentioned another very important thing, giving. Season of giving. Yes, we talk about investing a lot. We talk about getting people to be able to understand how to build their minds, build their spirit, be able to generate money, multiply that money. But at the end of the day, it is important to incorporate giving as part of your family plan. There's a reggae musician who sang a song, Blessed are the hands that give it, than the ones that take it. Isn't that beautiful?
Yep.
Come back. I'm on live. So you cannot beat that. You cannot beat that, right? Man, it's a great pleasure. Let's get going. I know we have
Let's
quite
get
much
going,
to
man.
discuss
Let's
about
get going.
today.
Let's get
And for
going.
those watching us, thank you for hopping on Wealth Smart Mastery Advisory. And we're glad you are here with us. Feel free, drop your questions down in the live, put your comments down in the live. This is not a movie, guys. This is a live workshop. So we need to get you interacting. We want to know what you think. Put your questions, put your comments. Let's interact. Let's know exactly that you are getting us and you're giving us some feedback and energy too.
True, true, true. Yeah, those that are watching, as Gustav Riley said, just drop your comments in there. We'll be more than happy to address them. And if you haven't subscribed to the page, please, this is your opportunity. We don't usually we do this for free. We don't get paid for this, but due to the passion that we have, that's why we come here every Thursday to make sure that we give you certain things that can uplift your life from a financial perspective, from a spiritual perspective, because we don't just talk about money, but we talk about spiritual and we talk about just basic life things that we do. So if you have not subscribed to this page, please subscribe and share, because that's the only way we can reach as many people as we can. So, my brother Gustav, what
Hey,
investment are you looking at this time? What do you believe will outperform the market? As you prepare, I'm sure you're looking at your portfolio now in preparation for 2026. So, what are those investment areas are you looking at that you think will be a game changer, especially from a growth perspective, because value will always be there, but
correct,
growth,
correct.
because that's where the money is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are the things what are the areas that you're looking at? Because I know, again, you're going to restructure that portfolio in your own
Uh,
way into
uh,
2026.
Absolutely, absolutely. And restructuring to me is an activity that has to be necessitated by the realities, right? So I restructure kind of, but what I really do generally is I review my portfolios again, and I make sure the companies that I'm investing in are aligned, number one, with my long-term plan, and number two, are still continuing to behave in a way that is consistent with companies that I believe will last for a long time and
Mhm.
deliver the value they've been delivering. So, of course, you have the fundamental. Of course, you have the fundamental, which is the foundational, right? And that
Yeah.
foundational one is what? The foundational is the foundational ETS we know about. Something like VTI. And by any means, guys, this is no financial advice, okay? This is just our opinions we are sharing. You are responsible for your investment decisions. Dr. Edimo and I, we are just sharing our opinions, our ideas, things that have worked for us. There is no law that prohibits you from copying it and using it, but that is certainly a decision you will make for yourself, right? So something like VTI, that is a foundational, VOO, QQQ, right? Those are foundational ones we all know. But in terms of the growth aspect of the portfolio, I'm looking, of course, like everybody, I'm looking at AI, right? But I'm not looking at AI from the generic perspective because a lot of people don't realize AI is just like somebody says, I'm looking at the tech industry. What tech company, in what domain, doing what? What is the prospect for future growth? All of those things. AI is actually a very large aspect of technology. And people tell you, oh, no, invest in AI. Invest in what in AI? Are you investing in the infrastructure layer? Are you investing in the application layer? Are you investing in data centers? Are you investing in cooling systems? Are you investing in the chip part of AI, like NVIDIA? Are you investing in the companies that make the chips? Are you investing in the companies that provide the caterpillars that are going to construct the data centers? So we have to understand this breakdown, and we are going to do another live. I think the next live we'll do, I'll be talking about the different layers of AI and what to invest in. That is a whole topic on its own. But AI is where I'm looking a lot. I'm looking at growth being driven from that perspective a lot. There is that. I'm also looking in the healthcare sector. And in the healthcare sector, I'm looking at a few companies. I'm looking at increasing my position in United Health. That's a company I believe very strongly in for the long term. I'm looking at continue to dollar cost average and increase my position anytime there is a dip, like it happened during the month of November in the company Eli Lilly. I'm looking at continuing to dollar cost average and increase my position anytime there's a dip in the market in Novo Nordisk. So in the healthcare industry, these are the companies I'm looking at. There is another insurance company called Oscar Health. I'm still deciding, I'm still working, I'm still looking at them very closely. I'm examining what is it they really do, whether they can stand the test of time. Because guys, you must always remember this. You must always remember, investing is not gambling, guys. Investing, it takes some time to understand all of these things. So if you're just starting up, our number one recommendation for people who are starting is simple. Start off with basic ETFs and index funds. And as you get more experience, you attend some of our programs, you attend our classes, you join our communities, you will learn now how to start evaluating individual companies and start investing in those individual companies. Once you get that skill good now, you move to the next level, which is options now, which is another way of bolstering your profits and pushing you a little bit forward. But it will be very disingenuous for us to sit here and tell you, hey, you know what? If you're just starting to invest, so everybody should just go ahead and start picking stocks. No, it's not for everybody. Always remember, about 80%, 85 to 90% of all stock traders on the stock market don't break the market. So when Dr. Edimo and I beat the market periodically for 5 years, for 6 years, we've done something significant. We're not trying to brag here or anything, but we're just saying that that is not the normal. So, guys, I hope this makes sense.
Wow. You touch on some very, very good point here. And I really like the way you break down AI, because as you rightly said, people can just say AI. AI is a very broad term. And there are various component and segments that come
Yes.
to put AI together. From an application side, from a data center side, from a cooling side, from a chips. You just nailed it. And just from AI, if you know from those components, if you know the master, the top of those components, you can kill the market just from that, from an AI perspective. So
Correct.
that's really good. And I like that you're bringing in healthcare into it because especially right now, we don't know if we're going to get into a recession or whatever that's going on. Healthcare, it's more of like a defense
Defense.
stock.
Defensive. Yes.
Yeah, towards a recession. So that is great. So now you're as much as you're being bullish on tech, you're still being defensive that it's because
Absolutely.
if inflation comes in here now, tech will take a beating. But you positioning yourself still on healthcare, you will either just have a flat rather than taking a big loss, you know. So
Absolutely,
that
Dr.
is that
Dimo.
is that is pretty interesting, and I really like that. So majority of people are investing, I would say the past 60 days, I have. And again, thank you. I want to thank you tremendously for sponsoring or advertising my the master class that I had the other day. I had close to 25 people, you know, and
That's awesome.
within those 25 people, so far I've converted about 9 of them to be subscribing members to WallSmart, helping them, coaching them, and guiding them. So thank you again for your support. Thank you
Mm.
for promoting that in your own way, shape, or form. But me talking to people now on a regular basis, and it's it's scary.
Yeah.
The story is scary, you know, because majority of the people that I talk to right now, they're in their late 30s, 40s, and maybe 50s, And I'll tell you, most people now, they don't even have a retirement.
Yes.
And some of these people are in their 40s and 50s. And right now, they might be making $100,000. 10, 20 years from now, they won't be making that.
Fact.
And the question here is, how do you plan to survive, right? How do you plan to survive when you're not making the amount of money that you're making now? And do you have any kind of plan B? Most people, I'll tell you, most people don't have that plan B. So when I sit back and you ask them, what is that number that you think will be comfortable for you to retire? Some of them don't even have a clue. So, especially with this bill that Donald Trump signed, this is a bill that will also help individuals because they're going to position financial experts to go not just to colleges and elementary schools, but also to workplaces and also help individuals because it will puzzle you how financial illiterate America is.
Fact.
Financial
Fact.
illiterate America is. And that is why we see a lot of people, they suffer at the later part of their life because they weren't prepared. They didn't put things in place. Again, don't get me wrong, certain things happen. Some folks, things might happen that are beyond your control. There are a lot of things that are within our control we don't take advantage of, you know?
You're so right, Dr. Dimo. Especially because you talk about the level of financial illiteracy. Very few things in America are by accident. Everything is programmed. And when I say everything is programmed, people don't realize a lot of systems around the way things run in America is designed to keep people financially illiterate.
Yep.
So that the few people who can break through the cocoon, become illiterate, understand how the financial system works, take advantage of it, they are in the minority, but they make everything that is possible to make.
Yep.
Number one. Number two, at the same time, they want you to be financially responsible, financially judicious, but the culture of the society doesn't permit you to think in any way that is financially reasonable. They pump you every day with at least an average human being in America gets hit by at least 3,000 pieces of advertisement information material, one thing that is trying to convince them to buy something every day,
Yep.
consciously or unconsciously, whether it's on social media, billboards on the road, letters coming into your mail, somebody is trying to sell something.
Yep.
Number two, the system is built on consumerism.
Yep.
Every time consumer spending drops, the Federal Reserve goes ahead and reduces interest rates so that more money comes into the system. People get some money in their pocket and they can go and spend. And when they spend, companies can produce more goods. When companies produce more goods, they make more profits. When they make more profits, they go to hire more people to produce more. And so the economy is generated. Right?
Yep.
Guys,
Yep.
I've visited a lot of other countries in the world. I haven't been to any country in the world that has the size of car sales parking lots that America has. I remember the first time my father came to Texas, I took him out, we were driving. The first thing he noticed was the number of car
Yeah.
dealerships. And
Yes.
he told me, my son, with all these cars on the road, there are still new cars that nobody has bought yet.
Yep. Yep.
Right? So you are always being pushed to buy something. So you make a very powerful point, Dr. Edimo. Financial education, understanding how the money system of America works, is a civil rights matter for us, black and brown people. This
Sure.
is life or death, guys. I am not joking. This is the difference between how you are going to live and end your life and what will happen to your children and what will not happen.
That's true.
So I really believe that what you and me are doing every week, coming on YouTube, talking to people, sharing our ideas, sharing some of the things we learned, helping people to reduce their mistake propensity, helping to cut down the pain of them repeating the same mistakes we made, and instead leapfrogging us and becoming even better and becoming more successful and building a bigger portfolio. I think it is something that people should take advantage of. Let me tell you something, Dr. Edimo. The one thing that I tell a lot of mentees I coach, especially mentees from the part of the world where we come from, which is nothing wrong with that, but is the mentality we were brought up with. For me to build $1 billion portfolio, it takes nothing from Dr. Edimo's portfolio. I want us to understand that, guys. Please.
So, fact.
The information we are sharing online here, free of charge, it is not going to stop us from building and becoming successful with what we are doing. It's for
Absolutely.
you to take it and use it. If you listening to us right now, don't buy my program or don't join my community, somebody else will join it.
Oh yeah.
Guys,
Oh
I
yeah.
want us to understand this. So it's not a situation where you win, I lose. We all can win, guys. We all should win, and we all are going to win.
Yep.
Just do the basic, simple things. Discipline yourself. Try to make more. Spend less than you make. Don't buy out of emotions. This is holiday season. Plan your life. Try to discipline yourself to a budget. Don't try to impress nobody. Listen. Wise people sacrifice moments for the future. Unwise people sacrifice the future for short moments.
Yeah.
I want us to understand these things.
You just nailed the point, And I like when we come here. Again, I have all these questions, but we're putting down nuggets out there.
Let's keep going, brother.
It's
Let's keep
like
going, man.
it's like Jim Cramer, right? I told him this is his latest book. I bought this book it's about $36 or so. I'm a member of his CNBC Investors Club. That's $1,000 a year,
Yeah.
right? I have other subscriptions. Just my subscriptions a year is like it's running to the 10,000s.
Yeah.
So I cannot be holding all what we are even charging these people, right? It's chicken change. I was telling one of my clients today, right? I was telling them, I said, you know what? They're gonna come a point in time where clients that are just starting, maybe I'll just send them to my son to help them, because again, the value
You
they
cannot help everybody.
be able to pay me for the value,
No, that's reality, right? That
The
is
thing
that is
is,
fact. That is how life
right
works.
now that we are here preaching this gospel and talking this thing for free, they don't take advantage of it. They're gonna come a point in time that they will want to book with Gustav. Unfortunately, they won't be able to sit with you. Maybe they will be sitting with your coaching team and stuff like that. Right now you have that one-on-one opportunity, but you don't value it. Some of it you think that is for free, or you come, all what you're asking for is 50% discount. I'm just telling folks right here, I don't offer discounts. I offer discounts just on Black Friday, and it's gone. So if you cannot pay the full price of my stuff, goodbye.
It's
I
fair
did,
enough.
I did a calculation the other day with one client. If I work with you for 10, 15, 20 years, Just the amount of money you're going to build, I'm not even going to get paid 1% of that.
It can never be more than 1%, if at all. And it's a
So,
win-win, right? And I
yes,
like the fact, Dr. Dimo, I really like, I like the fact that sometimes we have to break this down. I even like the fact that you talked a little bit about something important, which is what you've been doing, investing in yourself, which is what we all do, right? And I think we are getting into 2026. We are moving towards the end of 2025. We're getting into 2026. And I believe everything must not be done in 2026.
no,
Most people don't have to do most things in 2026. But I would like to touch on some few things that everybody who is serious about being part of the 1% have to invest in 2026. You talked here about your annual subscriptions into clubs and things like that to bolster your mind, to bolster your knowledge, to bolster your confidence and your experience is upwards of 10,000. About the same thing for me, right? There is a reason why that kind of investment is going. People need to understand something. Where attention goes, that is where destiny flows. If attention is parties every weekend, the nicest champagnes, the nicest shoes, the nicest clothes, the best car in town, when you can't really afford it, you are running on debt, that is where your destiny is flowing.
yep,
If your attention is going towards watching programs like what we're doing, spend time watching some mentors, some people who teach you how to think right, how to become confident in your own self, how to learn different multiple streams of income, how to generate extra money to invest, how to invest on the US stock market to make significant amounts of money over the long term. That is where your destiny is going. This thing, there is no mistake about it. There is nothing about somebody is cursed or not cursed. So, number one, personal development. If you are not willing to develop yourself as a person, if you're not willing to elevate yourself as a person, and the way you elevate yourself is number one, making a decision that that is a primordial priority in your life. Number two, looking for mentors, people who have done, are doing what you aspire to do. Can you believe that a Michael Jordan would probably never have existed without Phil Jackson being his coach? And
absolutely.
LeBron James will never win the things that without a coach. So people think about coaching like this abstract thing. Coaching is necessary for everybody at every level. The
Yep,
things I am talking to you right now, 10 years ago, I didn't know them. I
yep,
paid people who knew them. I followed them. I attended webinars. I paid their master classes. I took mentorship programs with these people to learn these things. And it is not only delivering the value in my mind and in my spirit and in my confidence, but it's also delivering value in our bank accounts,
true.
right? So personal development, another very important thing, Dr. Dumo, I think, especially the people listening to us, the next thing you must invest in come 2026 and going forward is the ability to understand how to leverage AI to improve productivity. A lot of people don't realize something. When they hear AI, the first thing they think about is ChatGPT or is Claude or one of these, interactive AI applications that you can use. That is just one aspect of AI. Trust me, guys, every job, I would say about 95% of all jobs that are in the modern economy today have an AI application or an AI related way of improving that job, improving productivity.
Mhm.
AI is not going to take your job. AI will take the jobs from people who refuse to embrace AI. So,
Correct.
what you should be thinking now, I don't care who you are, whether you're a nurse practitioner, an engineer, a doctor, whoever you are, start asking yourself, how can I use AI to improve on what I am doing? In my case, for example, I do a lot of coaching, I do a lot of writing, I do a lot of ideation. You know what I use? One of the things I use, which is very powerful to me, is ChatGPT. And I go to ChatGPT, I have a conversation with ChatGPT. I say, ChatGPT, listen, I am going to be having a live show with a friend and colleague of mine, Dr. Dimo Henrik, at 4 p.m. this afternoon. Right? I want you to act as a production as a specialist, right? And an investment guru. Can you give me some topics that I can talk about that is not too deep technically, but can keep the people engaged and they can go home learning something? Give me those topics to and ideas in a way to talk about it so that a third grader can understand. That's how I start having a conversation back and forth.
Yep.
Right? That is how I am using AI to better my life, to
True.
better my work, to improve my productivity. So, second thing, you must learn how to use AI and how to leverage AI to increase productivity. The third thing, Dr. Edimo, the third thing, learn how to build your personal brand and increase your digital real estate. A lot of people, I'm a private person. I don't want to be in social. We all are private people. But if you see the way we use social media, we use social media strategically for business. I don't know. Nobody sees Dr. Edimo sitting on some bathroom reading a paper. No. Nobody sees me doing that, right? We still keep our families once in a while, but we use social media as a platform for business. In this world we live today, I want you to hear this from me. Where the world is now and where the world is going, personal brands are going to be bigger than commercial brands soon. That is why Elon Musk, as a person, has more social media followers than the company Tesla. I don't know if I make sense, guys. Recently, the company gave Elon Musk a $1 trillion 10-year contract. He's a smart guy. There's no question about that. He has all these different things going for him. But let me tell you one of the things that made it very easy for them to decide to do that, because they realized that he has a lot of public persona expanded by social media and digital platforms that they need to tap into that. I truly believe that if for someone like Elon Musk wasn't the CEO of Tesla, Tesla would never have been selling the number of cars it's selling.
That's a fact.
Is that a fact or not?
That's a fact.
Good. So the third thing you need to do in this coming 2026, make sure you start working on building a personal brand. And when I say a personal brand, it doesn't mean start doing weird things. Sometimes I go on Facebook, I see some of the things a lot of our folks try to do. You don't need to be doing stuff like that. Personal brand number one is just being able to tell people how they should think about you when they see you. When you see Dr. Edimo, what do you think about? Wealth Smart Mastery. This guy talks about investing. He's trying to get people to become wealthy. He's trying to build something. When you see good stuff, what do you think about? Purpose, personal development, wealth accumulation, legacy building. That is intentional. That is a brand. That is how we have been building our public persona. So it translates into something. When you see me, you know exactly what I stand for. Decide on that thing for yourself and start doing. The fourth thing, Dr. Edimo, learn how to sell digitally. Guys, in this era, in this generation, in this economic times, everybody is a salesperson. And I'm not talking about the snake oil salesman or the used car salesman trying to give you nothing for something. No. I'm talking about being able to position the value of what you have to offer. You just finished the other day with a wonderful web masterclass you had. 25 people attended. You know what? That was okay. But what that tells you and me is that we need to continue to work on our selling skills, because that same masterclass should have 2,500 people. It's the same value. It's just less people, more people missing out on the value.
Yep.
Right? So what that means, and for anybody listening, in the economic time we live in, you must learn how to sell, learn how to create offers. What is an offer? An offer is the positioning of value you have in the mind of a client in a way that it fits with what the client wants, and they don't realize you are selling. They realize they need it and they buy. That is what offers are. Right? Learn those things. There are a few people we follow, people like Hamosi and Myron Golden. These are guys who are doing massive things on things like that. The fifth thing, you want to be able to continue to strengthen strategic lifelong relationships. By the end of this year, getting into next year, you must be able to sit by yourself, evaluate the different relationships in your life, and be able to categorize them according to the worth in your life. But most importantly, guys, also remind yourself and be honest with yourself to ask yourself a very simple question: what is the value I bring to that relationship? I'll give you a very simple example. I just got to meet Dr. Edimo less than a year ago.
Yep.
We met for the first time in October of last year, and we didn't meet again till like 4 months after or 5 months after. He invited me to come with him because he saw an ad for a very valuable seminar in Austin. And he said, you know what? He reached out to me, said, Gustav, let's go to this seminar. That's about 6 months ago. And then we got to connect again at that level. And then we decided as individuals to start nurturing this relationship, to start building this relationship, to start investing in this relationship. He will let me know when there are important things which will be beneficial. I will let him know if he has something going. We work together symbiotically. And in this relationship, he is not asking himself, I am not asking myself what he is bringing to me. I am asking myself what I am bringing to him. Because if I give him all the things he needs to be successful, he will give me all the things I need to be successful. That's how you have to think about relationships, guys. You know, we make the mistake of always going, I see people praying, oh Lord, send me my destiny helper this year. No, say, oh God, make me a destiny helper. Because when you become a destiny helper, then there'll be more people out there who are also, when you help them, they will help you achieve your own destiny.
Wow.
That's how it works in this life, guys. You need to, we're moving into 2026. So you need to understand these things. Don't go into 2026 the way you ended 2025 with naivety, with just waving in the wind as if you're hoping life will give you something. No, it doesn't work like that. You must realize that for you to be able to be a destiny receiver, you must first be a destiny giver. And nobody can tell me they don't have anything to give. Giving must not be material. Giving can be spiritual. Giving can be a prayer. Giving can be a word of advice. Giving can be a word of goodwill. I have a lady I grew up with in Bali Park. She's called Mami Esther. That's one of the most dynamic human beings I know, Dr. Edimo. She doesn't have much, okay? But this woman just knows how to bring value to your life. She will see somebody in Cameroon. Oh, are you coming to America? Okay, I have a son who lives in Texas. His name is Gustav. You going to Texas? Fine. She will turn around and give 500 francs for somebody to put Gary in a little package like this. 500 francs worth of Gary. And they'll bring it to me. You know what that means?
Powerful. Man, that's somebody that has a heart of giving.
That is what I'm saying. And this woman is what you could consider a poor person.
Yep.
In material stuff. But she's so enlightened in spirit that she understands these things we are teaching every day. She's not trying to be a destiny receiver. She's trying to be a destiny giver. And then everything she wants in her life, she gets.
Wow.
Right?
You know, let's continue here. I know. You can just keep going and going and going. But
I know we have 15 minutes more to go. We have a hard stop at 5, but that's
get
okay.
into this segment. But I love what you said about, you know, we keep asking God to give us. I can't remember that we keep asking God to give us
for a destiny helper.
Yeah. I read something yesterday that don't ask Lord for a daily bread. Ask the Lord to give you a bakery.
Yes. So you can have yours and give other people's.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Don't ask for daily bread, ask for a bakery, you know. And that is what I'm doing. I'm asking for a bakery so that I can continue give people daily bread, you know.
That's powerful.
Yep. So let's talk about performance, right? We are an open book here. There is nothing that we hide, right? And one thing that I usually tell people, especially with money, if somebody wants to coach you, especially somebody is telling you that, oh, there's this business here, I've made a lot of money on this thing, or I'm making a lot of money on this thing, They should show you a track record. And the
Fact.
track record should not be 30 days or 60 days, cloud boost.
I see one of these days you're going to take those guys to court.
Yep, cloud boosts or scooters and stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. They should not be telling you, oh, in already 2 weeks, I've already made $2,000. That's not a track record. Somebody should show you their track record of 5 years of investing, 10 years of investing, 20 years, before they even start telling you put your money here, or even if it's a financial planner, I don't care. Because there are still rookie financial planners out there who don't understand how this thing works. So you have to be very, very careful. So, my brother, as you come to the end of the year, right? Have you taken a look at your performance? Does it beat the benchmark that you were hoping for? And how are you preparing? Or what targets are you putting for yourself in 2026?
That's a very interesting point. That's a very interesting angle because, of course, the natural benchmark for anybody who is serious about investing is usually the S&P 500, right? And
Right.
also, it's a very delicate game trying to beat the S&P 500. In all fairness, right? Whenever we beat the S&P 500, which is what I've been doing the last 5 to 6 years, I don't give the entire credit to the fact that I'm some genius. No, right? Of course, I give credit to the kind of research that have been done, the kind of positioning, the kind of companies and stuff like that. But I also tell myself, you know what? At some point, it will slow down a little bit and then it will pick up again. So
Right.
coming 2026, the way I'm trying to position myself, number one is continue to stay right about the performance level, which I've been seeing the last 5 years been about somewhere about 30, 31%. Right. That's where I'm planning to, I'm hoping to stay. I'm continuing to dollar cost average into the strong companies and ETFs that have taken me there, while also looking out for any additional opportunities that might present itself. The other thing I'm also working on for 2026, and this is something I want everybody to pay attention to because these are things that are going to help you also clean up your own portfolio and your own financial house. Number one, if you have full-time staff, you have like 401k, you have Roth IRA, you have up until the 15th of April 2026 to maximize your Roth IRA. If you haven't done that yet, find a way to do that because that is tax-free money, right? That is tax-free growth for you. So that's a very powerful vehicle. I think next year it's going to go up to 7,500. The max this year is 7,000 francs, 7,000, yeah, dollars, sorry. Your 401k, if your plan was to max it out, try to max it out. It has all the tax benefits we know about for sure. If you didn't max it out, but you just wanted to put the employee match, make sure you get the employer match and then make sure you max out the other investments you have. If you have an HSA account, that's the health savings account. That's another powerful, powerful vehicle for people who have high deductible insurance.
Mhm.
If you have high deductible insurance and you qualify for an HSA, please take advantage of that because an HSA has triple advantages. Number one, it's tax deductible. The contributions into the HSA is tax deductible. Number two, it grows tax free. And number three, you can leverage it tax free. So it's
Correct.
very powerful. Yes, it has to be used for health related expenses, but we know health related expenses are broad, right? Health related expenses can involve some shopping in CVS pharmacy.
Correct.
That's health related expenses. Don't quote me anywhere, but I'm just saying, right? That's a very valuable thing that is available to you. The fourth thing that is important to do also is be able to review your overall financial house. What I mean by this is be able now to ask yourself, okay, I need to reduce my expenses on certain things, but your number one priority should be how to increase your income, guys.
Correct.
One of the things we don't spend time doing on each of our platforms and on our channels, we don't spend too much time telling people to cut down on expenses extremely because there's only so much you can reduce. We are not going to tell you here to stop going once a week to take your coffee. No, please, we're not going to do that. Don't do that kind of cheap stuff. Okay? Don't please. You have to also be able to enjoy life while you go ahead. But you have to recognize that the big expenses in your lives, housing, grocery, or the big expenses in your life, groceries, car, your house, insurance payments. Look at those big expenses. Don't go trying to stop drinking $3 coffee. Okay? Please look at those big expenses. Ask yourself, is there a way I could reduce my cost of living? My house expenses? Is there a way I could reduce my insurance? Shop at different insurance companies. See how you can reduce your insurance premiums. Do I really need this car I am driving? Can I postpone my enjoyment for the BMW and get a Toyota, an old Toyota like Dr. Edimo has and I have, which is paid off completely? You have nothing to talk to nobody about car payments. And you do that for 10 years, so that way your investments are going to generate dividends that you are going to use now to buy the G-Wagon. And when you buy that G-Wagon now, you can use it as a tax expense, depreciate it against your expenses. I don't know. Am I talking to somebody here, Dr. Dimo?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly. So those are the things I want people to look at for 2026. And if you need help with any of these things, you know what to do. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to Dr. Dimo. We can coach you on some of these things because this is how the wealthy build wealth in this country. The wealthy don't bring wealth only by hard work. We come from a continent, from a culture where they taught us that the only way you can get ahead in life is through hard work. Hard work is important, but it has to be combined with strategy. Strategy is the ability to multiply what you make. Instead of taking $10,000, $15,000, go put it as down payment, get a $70,000 car where you are spending $1,500 a month to run that car in terms of insurance and car payments. Why don't you take that $15,000 and get a decent 2018 Camry, which is paid off, and then that extra $1,500 you would have been spending on that car, you do that for the length of what that loan was supposed to be in 6 years, so that in 6 years that $1,500 might be sitting somewhere about 1,500 times 10, 115,000. That's about 18,000 times 6. That's about what? 20 times 6, 120 minus. That's about $112,000 in 6 years. Now you can go to that $112,000 for a 4% interest. You can take a margin loan against that now and go buy a car while the growth of that money continues on the market. That's another strategy we are going to talk about in separate conversations. These ones we actually talk about these strategies with our private wealth clients. But guys, these things are there for you to take advantage. It only starts when you decide to start investing first, because that is how you build that foundational wealth.
Perfect. You cannot. What else do you want to say now, my brother? What else? But before we close today, right? I want to share. I want to go out there, just give people on one of my portfolio how it has performed for the past 5-10 years.
Absolutely.
Okay? So that
That's
this
good.
will give some kind of a perspective, and we will measure that performance against the S&P 500 and Dow Jones. Okay.
Awesome.
So let me share this.
Yes.
All right. Can you see this portfolio? Can you see my screen?
Absolutely. If you could make it a little larger, that would be better. But I can see.
Okay. Yeah. So this is my Fidelity account, right? So
Correct.
the first line here is 1 month ago. We all will see red here. 1 month has been pretty crazy. Then the second line item here, row here is 3 months year to date. It'll give you 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Then it'll give you the life of the portfolio.
The account.
So of these accounts, I just open them so you see them pretty new, but some have been since 2020, So like my personal portfolio, comparing it year to date, it's about 20%.
So January till today, it's grown by 20%.
Yep. Comparing that to the S&P, they're at 17.
Correct.
1 year, that means November of last year to November of today. This personal is at 28.6. The S&P 1 year was 15 and Dow Jones was 13. 3 years ago, 3 years cumulatively, this portfolio has amassed 174%. Dow Jones, S&P 500 75, Dow Jones 72. And 5 years, this portfolio has amassed 235%.
Mm-hmm.
S&P 5 years is 103, and Dow Jones is 94. This well, the big one here is this I call this my $1 million IRA. So
Mm-hmm.
comparing this again to the S&P, year to date they are 23. S&P is at 17. 1 year 25, S&P was 15. 3 years 127%, S&P is at 75. And 5 years 85%, S&P is at 103. So if you see over the years, I have just been doing better
Correct.
relatively. You understand? And over the years, I have beaten S&P again. As Randy said, this is not as if we are perfect in the market, but we do our due diligence. We have understood how the market works. When they are afraid they run away, we stay there and buy the dip. We buy in solid companies that are not going anywhere. We don't gamble and buy the penny stocks thinking that they're going to turn into $1,000 overnight. But this is something that I just wanted to share because, again, we are open book here. We show you what we'll be doing. Having this kind of percentages, 230, that simply means if I invested $100,000 here, I could have been making $235,000 in 5 years in profits.
Listen, Dr. Dimo. When you show stuff like this, it gets me, it gets these juices in my body going as if I feel like I'm in Nirvana. Because people don't really understand what this really means. It means between November of last year and today, your portfolio grew by 28%.
Correct.
What that means is if that portfolio was $1 million, that portfolio grew by $280,000.
Right.
I want people to understand this stuff. So, which means that portfolio, basically, the growth of this year gave you the option to work or not to work if you don't want to.
Perfect.
That's what it really means.
You're right.
And that is assuming that your annual income is 280.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, that portfolio is telling us that even if you wanted to go by the 4% rule, right? Let's make it 5% for easy math. It means at the end of the year, for a $1 million portfolio growing at that speed, it means you could easily take $140,000 every year and chop, and that portfolio will never go down.
Absolutely.
Guys, you need to understand the power of this stuff. This is where the obsession is coming from our end. Because once you understand this back end, what these numbers really mean, that's when you get addicted to investing. Because this is freedom right here, guys. This is freedom. We're not talking about freedom where we are begging the government to give us freedom to treat black people like they matter. No, this is not Black Lives Matter. This is freedom. This is the time when you have the money, you make the decisions. They call it FU money. That's what you tell your boss when you get that kind of money. You tell them I'm leaving on Monday.
Yep.
Dr.
Well, my
Dimo,
brother,
man,
we
it's
are at
always
the
a
top
joy,
of the
man.
hour. We are at the top of the hour here. It's been
Yes.
an incredible session. What are the last words you have here? And tell people about your product and what you're selling here, man.
No, absolutely. So for those who might be just meeting me for the first time, my name is Gustav Biachu, and I'm the founder and Chief Empowerment Officer for Gustav Biachu and Company LLC. So what we do is simple. We work with first and second generation immigrants who have followed the rules, done everything by the book, worked hard, and still feel behind on their money, their pocketbooks, their destiny, and their legacy. And for sure, what we do also, we teach them from the ground up how to invest not only in the stock market, but in assets and also to build a lasting legacy for themselves and the future generation of their children's children. So it's a great pleasure. We have communities, we have reached out, subscribe to our channels, and we'll get to talk.
Oh man, it's always a pleasure hanging out with you, my brother. And Again, if you're new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe, because that's the only way we can say thank you for being here. And also we can grow this channel. We don't make any money from this thing. And our purpose here is not to make money from YouTube. Our purpose, we come here every single week dedicated to give you guys nuggets. If anybody just listen to this segment and you're serious about investing, you'll make hundreds and thousands of dollars just from this segment. So please, this might reach as many people. Don't hesitate to subscribe. Don't hesitate to like, and maybe send your comments. From your comments, we will be taking notes and also making sure that we come up with topics that you guys want to listen. So as always, again, thank you, my brother Gustav. It has been
Sure.
a great segment here. Until next time, ciao.